It's 94.3 WYBC. I'm Daryl Huckabee with Didi in the morning. We're smack dab in the middle of the holiday season. I mean, shopping season. And I'm so excited to be partnered with Yale University, and that's YBC, of course, along with Yale University to support small Black-owned businesses in New Haven, a.k.a. the Elm City. And we have one of those small Black business owners on the line today joining us. His name is Neville Wisdom, owner of Neville Wisdom's Fashion Design Studio, 27 Broadway, right in the heart of New Haven. Neville, how you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous,
Glad to have you with us. Tis the season to be jolly and tis the season to be shopping.
Yeah.
So, for
Yeah.
ourselves and for others as we, buy presents. And, fashion design is usually at the top of the list, especially when it comes to women's fashion. So let's talk about your background. How long you been in business down on Broadway?
Well, we actually are going into our third year on
Nice.
Broadway, actually. We made the move to Broadway mid pandemic, like right in the heart of the pandemic. We decided to close one of our shops and then just moved both shops into one location at 27 Broadway. And that's where we've been since mid pandemic.
Nice. And that's a high visibility area right there. So you get a lot of foot traffic, a lot of drive-by traffic. So, no reason for people not to find you. Now, in the world of fashion, you're well established and you're well known. Have a lot of accolades. You've been featured in a number of media outlets from TV to print to news stations. So how'd you get started in fashion and what drove you to becoming the expert that you are?
It's always a learning process. I'm constantly learning on a day-to-day basis. Design for me was escape, or actually like a way to get into something that I love. And designing clothes was came about because I didn't have the monies or the resources to go shopping. So I decided I was gonna make my clothes. I really only wanted to make clothes for myself at first, but then I saw that I was somewhat good at it. And people kept just asking me to make things, and it just eventually grew into what is now Neville Wisdom LLC.
Nice. And you specialize in women's fashion. So you do casual, you have the business look, special occasion, weddings, formals, things of that nature, and you're custom. So, your fashions aren't going to be seen in big box stores. You're unique in what you create.
Yeah.
And you do it sometimes specifically for people for what they are looking to get.
Yeah. It's definitely a challenge running a business that operate the way that we do, because it's not common. It's definitely not something that happens anymore, where you can actually walk into a storefront and buy clothes that are actually made right in the same place, which is one of the reasons why I think I should be like just crushing it. But that also makes our price point a little bit more than we can't compete as difficult as many other shops that might be around us in terms of the price point. So our pieces are a little bit more involved because they're made right there on the spot. And so there's that dynamic of it, but that is the very thing that should make people want to come and buy from us, because we are right there. We're literally like making the clothes right in front of them.
And you're not mass produced like a lot of other types of fashions. You're made
Yeah.
right there in your own studio. So that means the quality is better. Therefore,
Yeah.
You pay for what you get.
Right. We definitely think that people appreciate the fact that they can see clothes made. It's not very often that people get to witness something so close to them, because every day we get dressed. Every day we get dressed, so
Like brushing our
it's,
teeth.
yeah, it's constant. It's
Yeah.
constant. So yeah, we it's the pandemic has shifted a lot of the way people have been shopping, and it's totally understandable because of the lack of resources, and so we definitely encourage people to come in and keep a local business healthy and alive.
Absolutely. And that's why we're doing this campaign with Yale University. But,
Absolutely.
the uniqueness of what you create also separates, your fashions for everything else out there. And I know people, especially women, sometimes they want to wear something that nobody else is going to have or be
Right.
seen in, so to speak, or it's going to be, a rarity. So that aspect of what you offer is unique to your business.
Yeah, it's definitely unique to my business. Our patterns, our clothes automatically looks different because of constructions. We don't use any of the patterns that uh, typically will be used to make clothes. We're not like swapping around patterns. We actually create the patterns that we have. We create them first in a two-dimensional platform where I manually create them through draping, and then we digitized it, and then from the computer we finish up the product, and then when we're ready to cut one of the patterns, we send the information to a automatic cutting table
Nice.
that cuts out fabric, and then we physically put the pieces together. So it's a
Nice.
really interesting way that technology is also used to sort of like make something so down to earth, more efficient, so we
Right.
can try to like make sure that we stay in the black.
There it is. There it is. And again, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Neville Wisdom, Neville Wisdom's Fashion Design Studio, 27 Broadway. And this is part of our campaign with Yale University to salute Black-owned businesses in New Haven to help them stay in business and thrive, especially throughout the holiday season where, people traditionally spend a little bit more in terms of shopping than the rest of the year. So,
Absolutely.
Neville, kudos to what you're doing. Congrats on your success. I hear women, especially, talking about your fashions all the time throughout the city of New Haven, and what you offer in terms of it being unique. And, price point may be a little higher, but it's affordable, but you get the quality and people like
Yeah.
that quality.
Especially, and it's very encouraging too to just be walking downtown New Haven and see someone pull up in one of my dresses too. I mean, it's definitely really cool.
I can imagine. See your creations live and in person on the streets.
Yeah.
That's got to be an awesome feeling.
Oh, definitely, absolutely awesome,
Well,
joyous.
again, everybody support the small Black-owned businesses here in New Haven. This one, Neville Wisdom's Fashion Design Studio, 27 Broadway. And thank you also for donating a $100 gift card that we're going to be giving away as part of this campaign as well. So we're going to bless somebody with one of your gift cards and help support your business as well.
Oh, definitely, and I want to give a shout out to Dwayne Moore, who's the designer in the studio right now.
Okay.
He's a little bit more present than I am because of other responsibilities that I've grown into over the years. So you'll see him more than you actually see me in the store. But he also gets to design his own clothes. He's from the inner city, from a single parent mother, and he's been designing some really amazing things over at the store that sells right inside Never Wisdom too. So definitely, if not some Neville Wisdom, then some Deuce Wayne. And it's all made right here in New Haven.
Deuce Wayne. And I like the fact that you're providing opportunities for people within the city as well. So that's another aspect of supporting Black-owned businesses, that we can get more people involved in the fashion industry. So kudos to you for
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why it's so important for everyone to come shop at Neville Wisdom and give these two Black owned businessmen a big smile on their face come this holiday.
We're going to keep you thriving, Neville. We're definitely going to keep you thriving. And if
Yeah.
you want to check the website, it's nevillewisdom.com, nevillewisdom.com. Neville Wisdom's Fashion Design Studio, 27 Broadway, right in the heart of New Haven. Neville, thank you so much for joining us today. Happy holidays, by the way. And again, thank you for the gift card that we'll be giving away as well. And continue to thrive and do your thing in the world of fashion.
Yeah, no, and definitely thank you. And thank you to Yale for helping promote this. We truly appreciate everything they can do for us to keep us in business So
Absolutely.
thank you.
All right. Neville Wisdom Fashion Design Studio, 27 Broadway in New Haven, is part of Yale University's campaign, along with WYBC, to support Black-owned businesses during the holiday season and throughout the year and keep them thriving. So thank you so much, Neville. I'm Daryl Huckabee with Dee Dee in the Morning on the Rhythm of the City, 94.3 WYBC.